thank you so much for clicking on this review. The fact that you're willing to take a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really does mean the world to me. And today we're going to be talking about the new Netflix release, Fate, the Winx Saga. And to be 100% honest, this is by far my favorite Netflix property of 2021.
Oh, we enjoyed it, didn't we? Yes, we did.
So, Fate, Winx Saga is actually an adaptation of the series on Nickelodeon that I'm sure all of us watched when we were little, Winx Club. Although, I have to say, this has definitely gotten the classic young adult style upgrade. If you're a fan of Vampire Diaries, the original shows like that, then this is right up your alley and you're really going to enjoy it. So a rough breakdown of the series, as a slight compression of the story, is our main character Bloom, who has just found out that she is a fairy, has now enrolled at a fairy school, and she has to learn about magic. And that is ultimately it. A young fairy at a new school, completely learning about a whole new world full of magic. If you enjoyed the opening sequence to the very first Harry Potter film, I think you're going to enjoy the first few episodes of this series as well. Learning about a whole new world full of magic. And they expand upon the lore throughout the episodes, and they really make this world feel like it's being lived in, which is very exciting and very engaging. The pros for me, there were many pros to this show. The story, I gave you such a dumbed down version, but it gets expanded upon throughout the series. There are 6 episodes in the series, about an hour in length. The story, especially towards the end, becomes so convoluted. There's so many layers to it. It is really engaging, and I was sitting on the edge of my seat the entire time, wanting to find out what happens next.
Yeah, in front there.
The performances were great as well. Every character had such well-defined qualities, and the performances really brought these qualities to life. There was not a single actor in this entire series where I just felt they're just not good. Everyone here was great, which is just awesome. The special effects as well were great. If you're going to be making a series where everything's based around magic, you've got to make it look believable, because that's something that's very hard to do practically. So the special effects had to be top tier, and they were. There were only a few scenes where, especially with fire, I understand fire is incredibly difficult to animate, but they still did a very believable job with the fire fairies. There were a few scenes where I was like, okay, fine, that doesn't look realistic. But it never once looked cheap. Everything was incredibly well done. The series, however, it's a massive departure from the original Winx Club animation series, okay? Winx Club in many ways, I never watched all of it when I was little. I watched a few episodes here and there, but it definitely had a very anime-inspired look and feel. This completely sheds that aspect. This is a very down-to-earth, dark take on that source material. You see that in the very opening scene where this guy just gets ripped apart. They're definitely not going for a cartoony look or feel or an animation look and feel. This is dark and gritty and gloomy, and they want you to know that. I know a lot of people really don't enjoy it when movies and series nowadays don't tell standalone stories and it has to lead into a second season or a second movie. And near the end of that series, there's definitely a lot of plot elements that haven't been fully explored, and there's a lot of cliffhangers that they need to explore in a season 2. But season 1 is definitely a really good origin story that perfectly encapsulates and can be a solid standalone story if necessary. It's a lot like Spider-Man 1. We have the origin of all of our characters, we have them exploring their powers, but there are seeds sown for the future episodes and the future movies coming out. And that was really fun to watch. I won't lie, I enjoyed the series a lot more than I thought I would. As I said, I think this is one of the best 2021 series that Netflix has released so far. And I know it's only January, but I enjoyed this so much that I'm really eager for a season 2. And it's going to take a lot to create a series that's on par or better than this. There are very few negatives I have about this series. And the negatives I do have feel incredibly superficial. And whether it's character motivations or just the pacing, everything can be overlooked because the rest of the series has been handled so well. So guys, that's just my review. It's a vast departure from the original series. But if you were a fan of that series, I would highly recommend you check this out as well, because it is a lot of fun to watch. Very different, completely stylistically different. But they did have a few callbacks and homages to the original series that I did enjoy. The performances were great, the special effects were awesome, the story was great, I got engrossed 100%. So guys, I would highly recommend that you check out this series. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please leave a like. Do not be afraid to subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again in another video.